I'm Alan Banks, ALLEN BANKS, Police Chief, Round Rock Police Department. At approximately 1 a.m. this morning, our officers were dispatched to the 2800 block of Phoenix Way in reference to a stabbing. A female victim was able to escape her house with critical stab wounds. She got to a neighbor's house and called police to advise she had been stabbed, and the subject was inside of her house along with her husband, and officers responded at that time. As officers arrived at the location, they announced themselves at the front door, where they heard a male subject calling out for help. The officers then at that point kicked in the door. Once they kicked in the door, they encountered a male subject with a knife. One officer did discharge his firearm at the suspect with the knife. At that point, the subject was taken into custody. Medical aid was rendered at that point, and a male subject was located inside the residence with multiple stab wounds, and he also is listed in critical condition. All subjects were transported to a local hospital. The two victims are still currently in critical condition. The male suspect was pronounced deceased at the hospital. All information that I have given is preliminary. This is an ongoing investigation. We're being assisted in this investigation by the Texas Rangers and the District Attorney's Office, and that is Williamson County District Attorney's Office. Again, preliminary investigation. There's no other threats to the public. We believe this is a domestic incident, and as more unfolds, we'll be able to get more information out to each and every one of you. At this time, I'll open it up to any questions that you may have.
So the victim escaped from the house and went to a neighbor's home. Could you clarify that a little bit?
So the question you're asking is, the victim escaped from the house and went to a neighbor's. That is correct. The female victim with critical stab wounds was able to get out of the house, went to a neighbor's, and was able to call the police to get us responding to the location.
And the victim called the police, not the neighbor?
As far as we know, we got a call, 911 call, that a stabbing occurred.
And when police went into the house with the male asking for help, was he found with stab wounds too?
Critical stab wounds to a male victim inside the house. That male is currently still in critical condition.
The person who's deceased, is that a male, female? Just for clarification.
The male with the knife that was encountered by officers, he is a male, and he was pronounced deceased at the hospital.
Regarding information on the person who was deceased, younger, older?
So what I can tell you at this time is that this is a domestic incident. We'll be able to release additional information as we are able to gather and make positive identification of all subjects involved.
In general, I don't remember the last time an OIS happened in Round Rock. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yes, so I don't know the exact date when our last officer involved shooting was here in Round Rock. I will get that information over to you as soon as we're able to get that information. This happened at 1 o'clock in the morning. I came directly to the scene. And so I know it's been a while since we've had an officer involved shooting. This is an absolutely tragic event. Our hearts go out to our two victims. Our thoughts are with them. We're making notification to their families so they have families, or their family can get to them at the hospital at this point. This is, again, it's early in the investigation. We're trying to piece together what happened, why it happened, and go from there.
What's the status of the officer that shot?
Thank you for that question. What's the status of the officer that did shoot? As per our department policy and procedures, that officer will be placed in administrative leave. That's our standard policy with any officer involved shooting. So that at this point, he is placed in administrative leave.
And no injuries to him?
No injuries to any officers.
And only one officer had shot anything, right?
Again, one officer discharged his firearm.
Are the two victims both females?
One male, one female victim.
Are they related? Is that?
This is what we know at this point is this is a domestic incident.